Hi, my name is Dr. Rob Franklin. I'm a veterinary internal medicine specialist in Weatherford, Texas, and I'm coming to you from the FullBucket headquarters, where we make the finest veterinary formulated supplements in the galaxy. FullBucket really came to pass whenever my partner, Dr. Keith Latson, and I were challenged with some veterinary problems in the way that we are managing our patients. Dr. Latson and I both came together to try to figure out a way that we could address this medical problem without going directly to medicine. Was there something in the nutrition world that might be a gap filler for these animals that are getting things like diarrhea in response to antibiotics when we administer antibiotics to treat an infection? And it was upon this quest that we came along a lot of literature that showed that there was indeed some nutritional research that would actually help animals, and we didn't have to go treat one medicine problem with another medicine. And so that really led to us coming together and finding a business where we could help these animals in a natural, nutritional way. So how are we different than your standard nutritional supplement business? Well, it's simply that we don't cut corners. We don't go to looking for the cheapest solution. We don't do a lot of label dressings. What we like to do is put the best ingredients in the right amounts in each nutritional supplement. So there's no corners cut. There's no marketing agenda. Simply to display some new ingredient that you have only a barely measurable amount in the product. We actually fortify our products beyond what any other products contain. So that really makes us unique, and it makes us a real game changer whenever people and veterinarians go to use these products in their animals. And you know, animals have come a long way from where they used to be to where they are now, and even over the past century, and if you look back over 1,000 years, certainly you'd see even greater change. But when we're talking about dogs and the way that dogs are naturally formed to hunt and to eat, that whole thing has changed and been turned upside down with the way that we handle dogs as our family members in today's society. Number one, dogs are meant to exercise on a routine basis, and they're meant to hunt for their food and to eat different elements of that animal that they did kill, and so that they can get different vitamins and different amino acids and even normal bacteria and yeast from that animal that they just killed. So that might come from the digestive tract, it might come from the bone, it might come from the ligaments and tendons, it might come from the muscle, but all that stuff is consumed because it's all a balanced part of the animal's diet. So what happens today is that animals don't exercise very much. They're kept in apartments, they're kept indoors, which is great, and it's really important for us because they provide so much to our family lives. But in terms of their overall health, there's a big paradigm shift for them. And then let's talk about the way they're fed. You know, unfortunately, a lot of dogs are fed with table scraps, which is not a natural part of their diet. Things that we eat, processed foods, cooked foods, different spices, different really rich foods. Animals, they don't encounter that in their natural diet. So that's definitely something you want to steer clear of. But even when we talk about processed dog foods, we're talking about things that are not a natural way that these dogs are meant to eat. So we're talking about the inclusion of a lot of heat processed things, a lot of grains, protein sources that are somewhat dubious and where they come from, but you're not getting that sort of A to Z that meal that these dogs are intended to get whenever they naturally kill a rabbit and they eat, you know, all the rabbit parts. So that's one challenge. We're challenged with diet, with exercise. We're also challenged with stress and medication. So again, dogs are pack animals. They encounter stress when they're outside of their pack. And you know, the pack these days is our families. And when we all leave and go to work or go to school, and then the pack is broken up, and the animals a lot of times undergo some stress and some anxiety because their pack has been broken up. And then we also deal with medical problems. When we have dogs that are been domesticated, they begin to get allergies, they begin to have to stay in confined places, so they're more predisposed to parasites. external and internal, talking about fleas and ticks, talking about intestinal parasites, talking about heartworms, and then because they're in close quarters with each other, they begin to share illnesses as well. So different viruses and bacteria cause illnesses in these dogs, which naturally, if they're out to roam their own pack, if an animal gets sick, it drops out of the pack and it doesn't spread that disease to other animals at grooming parlors and at boarding facilities and at dog parks and those natural things that we do and with our domesticated animals. So you can see that we've got diet, we've got exercise, we've got stress, and then we've got medications that deal with a lot of medical problems that we've instituted. All these things come into the dog, and you can just see about how far away that is from what they're naturally supposed to be. And when those factors, those four factors come into to our dog's life, what we start to see is problems associated with the digestive system. And we're talking about sometimes vomiting, sometimes diarrhea, sometimes it's increased gas, sometimes it's bloody stool, sometimes it's weight loss, sometimes they're just not digesting their food normally, and so their hair coat gets very poor. They begin to get a lot of dandruff because these foods just aren't going through there like they should be. And even people that are spending money on good natural diets, trying to even go to raw diets, trying to avoid processed foods, that is important. But let's face it, we haven't dealt with three of those other elements in terms of the domesticated dog, with the stress and with the exercise, and also with the other diseases and the need for medications that are used to treat those other diseases. So diet is one part of it, but the digestive tract is really a symptom. When we have a problem with the digestive tract, it's really a symptom of many different issues culminating in one common clinical scenario, which is some sort of digestive upset. And as a veterinarian, I know that digestive disease is one of the most common things that we see dogs come in with. We see them coming in vomiting and diarrhea all the time. And sometimes that's due to them getting an infection, such as parvovirus. Sometimes it's internal parasites. Sometimes it's reasons that we can't explain, where the bowel just becomes inflamed and irritable, and no matter what you do, it just seems like you can't get the thing to quiet down, and where the dog can be comfortable and gain weight and not have diarrhea all the time. So we know that as pet owners, you guys sometimes get frustrated with that. We as veterinarians empathize with you and also sharing your struggle to do that, and that's part of, again, the reason that Dr. Latson and I went to nutrition as a resource to try to improve these dogs' condition without just trying to go and add another medication into the whole repertoire. So what we've done at FullBucket is we've come up with 3 solutions to address these digestive problems. And the first solution is a daily probiotic that you can just sprinkle right on their feed. And that's just our probiotic granules. They're very tasty. The dogs seem to love them, just sprinkled right on top of the food. And there are other probiotics out there, but these are unique in the fact that it is the most researched strain of probiotic, and it comes in the highest concentration. Again, that's sort of the mantra here at FullBucket, is we put the right ingredients in the right amounts in our products. And so this stands out as a difference there. We also include prebiotics, which are very important to feed the beneficial bacteria in the animal's gut. And then we also put digestive enzymes in there. Digestive enzymes are important to help our animals because a lot of the digestive enzymes that an animal naturally gets, they get from eating their prey. So when they eat the liver and the gallbladder out of an animal, and they get those, and they eat part of the digestive tract, they get those natural enzymes. They don't get that when we process our food. So helping them by putting some enzymes in there to break down their food for them will help them, especially with the older animals or animals that are having recurrent digestive problems. It helps them pass all that food through there and let it all get digested versus putting a big bulk in there that simply gets fermented, which is not ideal for a dog. Most of their digestion should be enzymatic, with a small part being fermentative. The other product that we have is a dog product, and it comes in a paste. And the paste product is ideal whenever we're having an active problem. So as a veterinarian, you bring in the dog, we look at it, it's got vomiting or diarrhea, and we feel like we need to address this with a probiotic, with a prebiotic and digestive enzymes, and also an amino acid to help feed the intestinal cells. We'll put it straight on this paste. The paste is useful because I know for sure that this dog's going to get the allocated amount. With the granules, we got to put it on food, and they got to be consuming food to get that. But with the paste, if their appetite's been suppressed or they're a bit anorexic, then we'll go ahead and use the paste because we can, even if they don't want to eat it, which it is very palatable, we can put it on our finger and smear it on the roof of their mouth just like peanut butter, and they'll take it extremely well. So the probiotic paste we tend to think of as an acute sort of GI upset, whereas the probiotic granules we think of as a daily deal for dogs that are having problems recurrently, or in some of our senior dogs whenever they're having problems digesting their food normally, and they have somewhat irritable bowel. And so they may have chronic diarrhea off and on. So this is a great sort of thing to add into your daily repertoire. The last thing that we have come into to really deal with these problems is a puppy solution. And we are the only company that has a solution aimed directly at dealing with diarrhea in puppies. And specifically, one of the things that we're challenged with as veterinarians is parvovirus. And parvovirus, as many of you know, is a virus that's highly contagious that affects young dogs, and it can be lethal in the way that it causes vomiting and diarrhea, dehydration, and the body shuts down. These are expensive animals to treat. They require a lot of intensive care, and unfortunately we do lose puppies whenever they get this sort of disease. So what we've done is we've developed a probiotic paste that has the probiotics in there, the prebiotics, the L-glutamine, the digestive enzymes, and also a specific immunoglobulin that's derived from hens that are vaccinated against parvovirus. So we take antibodies and specifically put them into this product, and when you give them, they're going to help bind that parvovirus that's in the dog's gut and get rid of it. So it's like just an extra infusion of immunoglobulins into the dog's digestive tract that will bind parvovirus and eliminate it. So this is a very unique product. We're really excited about the feedback and the clinical trials that we've done using this product. Whenever we have a puppy come in with diarrhea, as veterinarians, we're going to make sure it's hydrated. We're going to make sure that we've got the electrolytes stabilized, and we're going to try to stop the vomiting so we can begin to get some fluids in it. And then we're going to try to repopulate the gut with some healthy microbes, some probiotics. We're going to try to put the prebiotics in there to feed the good microbes there, and then we're going to put these digestive enzymes, because we typically will start these puppies on just a little bit of a bland diet, maybe a rice diet, something very easy to digest, and we're going to add those digestive enzymes in there to let them digest that. And then we're also going to have those specific targeted parvovirus immunoglobulins in there that we can feed to the dog to help remove the parvovirus that it commonly occurs in puppies. So these are our 3 canine products. We're super excited to have these out. We think that they're going to be a solution to common problems that veterinarians and dog owners alike struggle with. And we just think that this may be an important part of the way that you manage your dog, especially dogs that are having recurrent GI problems. I also want to tell you that at FullBucket we have our mantra is be good and do good, and sort of the way that we fulfill that mantra is that we go down and we support animals in need and by giving nutritional supplements. And so for every time you buy a FullBucket product, we give away an equal number of doses of a nutritional aid for working animals in developing countries. So it's a one-for-one product. It really fuels our fire. And you can follow us at our Facebook site at FullBucket Health, or you can look at us up at fullbucket.org to see our documentary video. From FullBucket headquarters in Weatherford, Texas, I'm Dr. Rob Franklin.